Okay, if you all remember that movie that came out earlier this year by Zack Snyder, not the Snyder Cut, but it was Army of the Dead, right? And there was a zombie movie, and it had this character, this German character who was a safecracker. And if you remember when I talked about that movie, I talked about how much I really liked this character, and I wanted more from him. Well, they delivered, they gave me more of him, and so today we're going to be talking about Army of Thieves. Army of Thieves was released in 2021. It was written by Shay Hatton, and I apologize if I pronounce this next name wrong, but it was directed by Matthias Schweighöfer? Schweighöfer sounds right, who also stars in the movie as Dieter. And this is really an origin story for this character, right? It is set right at the beginning of the zombie outbreak that goes on, and it's essentially, you know, a bunch of thieves who are like looking to break into this place and take some money, and it's a series of safes, right, that is made by this person that he really admires, and so of course he says yes because he wants to be the legendary person to go and crack all these safes. And that's really cool for me. I really liked this movie. Like, almost every aspect of this movie I really enjoyed. There were some things that, like, didn't quite work for me. Like, for one, I think that the reason that they were heisting was kind of dumb. They were like, we really want to. Not a good enough reason for me. Like, that's really, like, if I had to nitpick, that would be the thing that I would nitpick about. Which I am nitpicking here, because overall, I really had fun with this movie. I think the cinematography is really good. It takes what they have in Army of the Dead, and it tones it back a little bit. Is it still intense? Yeah, it's an intense movie. All the cinematography is super intense, but it's not background blurry kind of intense, right? When you watch all these movies and nowadays, and the background's all blurry. Like, we want to see everything. Like, it doesn't make it more intense to me, it just makes it more annoying to watch. And this movie fixed that problem that Army of the Dead had, in my opinion. Were there less zombies? Yes. Were there still zombies, though? Yes, there absolutely were a few. But I liked how they used it in this. It was smart. It was a way to kind of call to, like, the next movie, right? It was a way to call to the Army of the Dead without being it being itself an Army of the Dead movie. It is a prequel. It is a direct prequel. In fact, at the end, it does link directly to the Army of the Dead, which I thought was really smart. No spoilers, but like there's this love-romance thing blossoming between these two characters, and they're really, really good. I really enjoy it. It's like this weird, like, relationship they have, and it's between Natalie Emanuel, who plays Gwendolyn, and also Dieter, right? And they have this like really cool back and forth that I really enjoy, and it's almost touching and heartwarming. I'm like, oh, I really like that. The ending was, like, fine. I didn't really care a whole lot about what they did with it, but, like, they had to do something in order for the next movie to make sense, continuity-wise. But it does leave something open for the future, kind of. It leaves something, a big thing open for the future that is solved by Army of the Dead, which kind of sucks. But there is something in the future that could happen that could wrap some things up from this movie, and I like that they did keep it open, and I feel like they did do it on purpose. So I'm excited to see where it goes from here, because it's good. Like, it really is. I like it quite a bit more than Army of the Dead, if I'm being honest with you. And I think a lot of that has to do with Matthias here playing Dieter, who is just so fun. He's a lovable character, he's smart, he's a genius, and he's funny. I mean, he's so funny. Everything he says is just so perfectly funny and innocent, too, to a certain extent. He's very innocent. And he has this laugh that just, like, lights up my room, and, like, a scream, like, it's so funny. He screams, like, ah! Like, it really, truly is hilarious. I really like all of it. Like, it really is a fun movie. The pacing, I should mention the pacing. The pacing is phenomenal. Like, it is so fast. And I watched this in 3 different segments because I was in school at the time, and I wanted to get through it so I could also watch Last Night in Soho review to come up soon. And I'm like, okay, well, I gotta get through this then. So I start watching it in school, and I didn't want to put it away. Like, I loved it so much. I'm having such a good time. Hans Zimmer did the music for this, and let me tell you, the score for this is so cool. Hans Zimmer's coming back for me, man. Like, I didn't really like Hans Zimmer a whole lot. I think he's good, of course, but he's never been my favorite score person. That is slowly changing. I mean, Dune was, like, freaking phenomenal with the score, and this one now, I mean, beautiful. I really enjoyed the score here. But overall, really what it comes down to is, does it work as a prequel? Yes, it absolutely does. Can there be more prequels? Maybe. Are there going to be sequels? Yes. I think there is one in production with Zack Snyder at the helm again, so I'm not exactly as excited about that, but I have heard that Matthias will be in it, so I'm excited at least for that. But overall, it's a really fun movie, and if you have a chance, check it out. It is on Netflix. I'm going to go ahead and give Army of Thieves an A. Have you seen Army of Thieves? Let me know in the comments down below what you thought about it, if you've seen it. If you have not seen it, what are you waiting for? Go check it out. Check out Army of the Dead if you're interested in zombie movies. They're very different movies, but check it out if you're interested. But I had a really good time with it. Please consider subscribing, because it's a huge, huge help. And once we get to 200, I'm going to be doing an 8-hour-long live variety show that you're not going to want to miss. So definitely hit that subscribe button, and as always, keep watching movies and television, stay educated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.